guys, it's Nurse J at Nursing the Truth, and yes, I have been gone for about 2 months in hiding. I've been taking a little time off from the schedule of videos and all TVs and all that good stuff, and taking some vacation time with my family, traveling and seeing my children. So Nurse J has come back better than ever, and she has a new stone with her called shungite. Read up on shungite. It's from Russia, and it also has qualities to combat 5G radiation. So go take a look about shungite. It's a very lightweight black stone and has all different types of properties that you can use. So anyway, when I got back to my computer and flipped the switch to see all the wonderful little comments, it was quite disturbing what Nurse J found. I mean, calling me names, saying that I don't know what I'm talking about, I don't have good resources. I mean, more negativity than positivity. But as usual, I just delete you off my comments and carry on with my day. So I am married. I have 3 children, and I am a nurse by profession. If this is your first time landing on my channel, I've had my channel for a couple of years now, and I am big into Egyptian religion. Egyptian spirituality is basically what I call it, but some people might call it a religion. I am into, different books, between Rome, Greece, Egypt, the Middle East area. I am all about truth and getting and connecting with people that are like-minded, as like myself. I love the Sumerian tablets. So what am I going to be talking about today? Nurse J has been out for a while, maybe a little rusty here and there, but I must tell you, during the 2 months I have collected books, and I just wanted to share some with you. This is called An Egyptian Book of Shadows. I got this at Sekhem and Charles. It has some rituals and spells in here, per se. I have the Egyptian Legends and Stories. I have When God Had a Wife. And Freemasonry by Manly P. Hall that I've been reading. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. So today, we are going to be talking about the Egyptian legends and stories. What really was the word? Where did the word come from? Oh, but Nurse J, the word comes from the Bible. It is Jesus incarnate, God Yahweh, and that's the word. Or we can even go a little further back than that and talk about Philo of Alexandria, the Logos, the word. But really, is it that far back, or is it even further? Where is the starting point of the word of the Bible? Cherry picking to meet their standards of one group of people. Well, we're going to come to the Memphite theology, from Memphis, Egypt, where Saqqara and the 7-step pyramid that was made by Imhotep in the reign of Djoser, the one that I've been to. that I've taken pictures of. So you smart aleck people that want to criticize me, take your ass on a 10-hour plane and go to Egypt yourself and quit criticizing me. Now, the first dynasty established its capital at Memphis. And it's pretty close to Cairo. It's at the upper and lower Egypt conjunction at Cairo. And the priesthood felt that it was necessary that they claim precedence for their creator, God Ptah. See, Memphis was the first nome of Egypt at the time, and Ptah was considered the creator. And so therefore, they had the priesthood to Ptah. Now, this is unlike any other Egyptian creations. It was not a physical, but it was an intellectual creation by the word and of God. So let's back this up. Now, mind you, this is within the first dynasty. And this priesthood of Ptah is going to say that it was not physical. This God was not physical, but an intellectual creation by the word and the mind of God. The text describing this is written on the Shabaka stone, number 498 in the British Museum. So I love how they take things and they put it in a museum. It is the most advanced of all Egyptian creation texts, the oldest. Unfortunately, at some later date, the basalt block on which it was inscribed was used as a grinding stone, making it a difficult text, even more complicated to decipher. Now, it begins with the reference between the struggling of Horus and Set for the possession of Egypt, recording that it was a struggle of the balance of the two lands, which in the name of the temple of Ptah at Memphis, the various forms of Ptah are then listed as the father of fathers, mother of mothers, as in the case of Neith-Ptah, the heart and tongue of the Enid, Ptah who gave birth to all other gods. Ptah formed the tongue and the heart, which were in the form of Atum. I like this one. But the greatest of these is Ptah, who gave life to all the gods, as well as to their cause, through the heart by which Horus became Ptah, and through the tongue by which Thoth became Ptah. You know, they called Thoth the Word, the Logos. Hermes Trismegistus, thrice great, thrice resurrected, the Word. Words are written. But how would you know what the Word was if you don't have something to read? Hieroglyphs. the sacred writings of the gods. So it was that the heart and tongue gained every control over every other part of the body by teaching that Ptah is in everything, in every body, in every mouth of all the gods, and all men, cattle, fish, creeping thing, and everything that lives. What he thinks, he commands, and thus everything he wishes to pass. His Enid, which are the gods associated with him at Memphis, was created by his tongue, which announced the name of everything from which all the gods came. It was also said that Ptah, that he created everything and brought all the gods into being. Thus he is indeed Titan, the earth god form of Ptah, who brought forth the gods, because everything came forth from him that is earth, and all food and drink. Ptah was satisfied because he had created everything, including the divine order. He had formed the gods. He had built the cities, and he had divided Egypt into districts. He had placed the gods into their shrines, set up figures, and supplied their offerings. Then the gods entered into their bodies in whatever material they were formed: wood, stone, clay, metal, or any other materials that might grow upon earth. As a result, the gods were satiated with the work of Ptah. You know, even in old text, even in the oracles of Delphi, the virgin oracles, they say that the gods were inhabited in stone, and that actually they would even move, or their lips would move into the stone. You know, even in the Fibonacci sequence in the Egyptian pyramids of Giza, those are living organisms, living organic substances that by where they were set in the place that they're in now, they're living, breathing, organic entities. No wonder they have stood the test of time, and they are there for a purpose at such a time as we are in now. Ptah was the god of craftsmen, and was also represented as a mummified man standing in a shrine holding a staff in his hand and an amulet around his neck. The philosophical creation of the conception was the most advanced that the Egyptian priesthood had conceived. Thinking, knowledge, what comes into the mind, how you decipher it, how you write it down, the thought, the word, the mind of God. It had broad concepts, this first creation story of Egypt. There's 4, and this is the first one. It imagined Ptah as the mind of the universe, whose thoughts and words produced everything in heaven and earth, the other gods merely being forms of his thoughts. In that way, he could truly claim to be the eternal, single God alone in the universe. Light came from him, and by his breath of life, every living thing had its existence. The difficulty is that we do not know when this concept was first formulated. It could have even been older than Memphis. It could be even in Ethiopia, which is older than the first known. It certainly goes back several millennia, but it is not known how early. There is nothing as advanced as this concept into the New Testament. Hello? Is anyone here in the nurse today? The same idea is conveyed in many of the hymns to Ptah, where Ptah is seen as having derived his power from Ptah, Tinen. And this, the text of which is produced by Lepsius. This probably dates to the latter part of the 2nd millennium BCE. O hidden one, whose eternal form is unknown, Lord of the years, giver of life at will. Now, are you drawn now to the New Testament? Or are you drawn to the Egyptian? Who was first? The New Testament writers? Or is it the Egyptians? They knew the Word, the Logos, thoughts at will, the mind of the universe. Thoth also talks about that we are God, that the mind of God is in us. The universe, of the macrocosm to the microcosm, and that the consciousness goes into the physical matter, and that the mind of God is in us in the physical matter. Was a manifestation of the consciousness. This realm of consciousness, the force, the all, they just had different names for the unseen. Even they knew that there was a force that was unseen. Not a physical man. A force. The force that is within us all. The light force. The force be with you. The shining light within us. The atom. The atom. Until next time. Hotep. Ashe, and I'm so glad to be back with you guys, and I hope you now start searching the scriptures versus the Egyptian Psalms versus Proverbs and the real truth. Have a great day, guys. When you search for the truth and you find the truth shall set you free. Have a great day, guys.